Hello everyone. In this screencast, I'm going to show you how to view the Blackboard Collaborate session in Canvas and how you will join that session. So let's get started. Right now I'm on the TWU homepage, twu.edu. I'm not certain how you normally log into Canvas, but that's the first thing that we need to do. So I'm going to go up to the info menu. I'll click on faculty and staff, and then I'm just going to scroll down to my top links, and I'm going to choose my courses. From here I can very easily log into Canvas, so I'll click on log into Canvas, and then I'll just simply enter my username, my TW username and password. Canvas should launch, and when it does I need to locate using my red navigation bar or global navigation, my dashboard button, and from there I'm just going to find the course that I'm going to be joining a Blackboard Collaborate session in. So I'll go ahead and click on Faculty Academy here. Now I am logging in as an instructor, and if you are enrolled in the Faculty Academy as a student, things may look a little different, but overall once we get into Blackboard Collaborate it will be very similar. From here, I'm going to locate in the course menu, which is this white menu. I'm going to locate the Blackboard Collaborate link, and I'll click on that. And that will take me to a session list. So these are all the sessions that are available for me to join. I can go up here and change this filter by if I need to see all the sessions or only upcoming sessions. So I'm just going to do all sessions. And this is a session that the Faculty Academy class is going to be joining. But I also have kind of a little sample session created here as well. So it really doesn't matter which one. You would just want to click on the one that you are going to be joining. So I'm going to click on this one just for this demo. At this point, you're going to get some session information that's going to pop up. And what I'm going to want to do is click on the Join button to join this session. So I'll click on Join. When I do, if my computer has never connected to a Blackboard Collaborate session before, which this computer hasn't, it's going to ask me to basically launch the software that supports Collaborate and join the session. So I want to choose the current computer type that I'm using. I am using Windows, but you'll see Mac is also available. And then I want to click Download. Now, if the launcher is already downloaded, I could just simply click right here, launch Blackboard Collaborate now. But I'm going to click Download. And when I do, because I'm using Google Chrome, you're going to see down here in the bottom left where it is actually downloading that Blackboard Collaborate. Now, it tells you exactly what to do up here. It says when the installer is finished downloading, complete the following steps. We want to run the installation and then click Join to launch our session. So I'll go ahead and come down here, and I can either click on it or click this little button. It's kind of like an arrow button, and I have some options here. So I'm just going to choose Open. And when I do, it should pop up and start the installation of the program. So what I want to do now is I just want to go ahead and go through this launch setup wizard. So I'm going to choose Next. And then it's basically going to tell me that it's ready to install. So I'll go ahead and choose Install. And it'll take just a few minutes to copy those files to my computer. And when it's finished, we'll get this finish prompt. And then you'll notice that it's just taken me back to this screen. Now, what I want to do, I've already run the installation. I want to now click the Join button to launch the session. So I'll go ahead and click Join. And you'll notice that, again, it's telling you that it's downloading the session. So when the session is finished downloading, and we know it's finished downloading when there's not any more movement or activity here, we want to open the meeting.collab file in our browser downloads folder to join the session. And it tells you that if you can't open this file, you may want to download the Blackboard Collaborate launcher again and try reinstalling. And if you continue to have trouble, there's also some troubleshooting tips here. So this is the file that it wants me to open. Again, I could click on the file, or I can click here on the arrow, and I could go here to Show in Folder. Now it told me that the file is going to be inside the downloads folder. And by default, my computer actually opens to the downloads folder. But if it didn't, you'd have to come over here under your quick access and find downloads and then find this meeting.collaborate file. Now notice it just says meeting, it doesn't say meeting.collaborate, but this is the correct file. So I'm going to double click on this file to launch the meeting that I'm trying to join. And I get a security message. You may or may not get this message, but it's basically just saying that it's going to run an unrestricted access, and is that going to be okay? I'm going to say yes because I know that this is a file that I have downloaded. And while it is attempting to open, I'm going to go ahead and just close this screen over here. And here it is. So it says Blackboard Collaborate. And basically, I have to agree to the Collaborate Participation Agreement. So I'm going to accept that. And then it's going to ask me what is my connection speed. So if you are at home and you're on some type of cable modem, you can choose that. If you're at work, you might want to choose LAN or wireless, depending on how you're connected. So I'm going to choose LAN. And then if you didn't ever want to get this window again, you could check this box so it wouldn't show that again. I'm going to leave it unchecked. I'll click OK. And now my Blackboard Collaborate is going to open up. Now, because I am the instructor, it actually asks me if I want to start recording this. And I will when it's a real session, but for this one I'm going to not record because I'm just actually showing you some information. Okay, so at this point, you are actually in the Blackboard session. Now, this session is not really started, so there's not really a whole lot for us to see here, but hopefully when you join my session or a Blackboard Collaborate session in the future as a student, you will see most likely your instructor's screen. But before we go into that, let's talk very briefly about some of the things that we might want to set up for the first time, since this is the first time that we've gone into Blackboard Collaborate. And in particular, I want to talk about setting up audio. So to do that, to set up the audio, we're going to actually come right over here to this section on the left-hand side. And you'll see up at the top it says audio and video. And you have like a little telephone option. You have a couple of different options here. And one of the options we have here is this microphone. So if I were to click over here on this arrow button, it's going to kind of expand. And if I was basically showing my video, that would show up here. So we're going to go through a couple of these options. And then if you come down here under main room, you have some more options. Here you have the microphone, you have your video permissions that you can set, chat permissions, whiteboard, etc. We're really only interested in the audio and the video as a student at this point, so that's what we're going to look at first. So I'm going to go ahead and click on the microphone here, and when I do, you'll notice that that mutes the microphone. And if I want that microphone to be on, I don't want that little X by it, so I would unmute that by simply clicking on it again. Same here with the web camera. If I wanted my web camera to function, then I would want to go ahead and leave that video permission on. If I didn't want anyone to see me on my web camera, then I could click on that to basically mute that, and then no one would be able to see me. Now, if we come on down to the bottom, there is a chat section, and this is where you can click and you can actually type messages into the chat, and then once you press the enter button on your keyboard, that message will appear for anyone that is in the chat room to see. Now, there is a little down arrow just to the right of that, and if you clicked on that, you have like different emoticons that you can set up for yourself if you wanted to do that. One thing that I did kind of skip over, and I want to go back and make sure that I tell you, is over here under participants. This is where you see like all of the different participants that are participating in the conference, and also here you can see a list of the participants that are involved in the conference. Again, as a participant here, I'm actually logged in as the moderator, but if I was just a student and participating, there's some options that I have here. Again, I can choose a icon to kind of show my mood in the session. I can come here if I wanted to say, hey, I've got to step away for a minute so the instructor would know that I was gone. And then if I wanted to raise my hand to get the instructor's attention, I could click here. Now, most of the time, you're not going to raise your hand. You're probably just going to simply come up here and click this talk button. And when you do, it's going to indicate that I am talking. Okay, so if I wanted to interrupt the instructor, I could hit the button and I could say, excuse me, I do have a question, and the instructor would be able to hear me. Now, when I'm finished talking, I want to hit the talk button again so that no one hears me and I'm not interrupting the instructor. It's kind of the same with the video. So if I click video and I have my webcam set up, there I am, then of course my video is also going to show. So when I'm talking, I might want to hit my video button also so that you could both see and hear me. All right, I'm going to go ahead and uncheck the talk and the video, and then that's going to go away. Now, if we go all the way up to the very top where you see the audio and video, notice that a lot of the things in my session are actually working, and I didn't really have to set a lot up, but you may have to. So when you log in and we start our session, if we can't hear you and we can't see you, that would be a problem. So you might have to go up and set up these options. Now, you may want to play with this before the session, but if you end up not doing it until we're in the middle of the session, that's fine too. You do have an audio setup wizard. You also have a microphone settings. So we're going to go into microphone settings first. And when you go into the microphone settings, you're going to have kind of a list of preferences here. The one you will be selected by default is microphone. And the basic thing you want to do is you want to make sure you select the correct microphone. If you have a computer like mine that has maybe a speaker bar and it also has a microphone built into the webcam, you'll have some choices here. You just want to make sure you select the correct one. And then once you've selected the correct one, I'll select a different one. You will be able to click OK or apply. I don't want to do that, so I'm going to just make sure that I have it selected for my webcam microphone, and I'll click OK. And that box will disappear. Now I can go back up to where it says audio and video and click on the little menu button to the right. And if I needed to make some adjustments to my speakers, I could do that as well. If I needed to adjust my speaker level up or down, I could do that as well. The same is available for your microphone. And if for some reason you need to come in here and make some camera changes, here's where you would go in to select your camera under camera settings. So if I click on camera settings, again, it's going to show the camera settings button selected, and I could go over here and I could choose a different webcam. So if you don't have a webcam connected to your computer, you might have to come in and choose the webcam that you're using, or if you have a webcam, maybe more than one webcam on your computer. Again, I'm not changing anything, but if I selected a different camera, these two buttons would be available. I'm going to go ahead and just hit close. And that is pretty much it. If you'll follow the instructions in this video, you should be able to join Blackboard Collaborate. And since we're going to be having a Blackboard Collaborate session this week, I wanted to make this available to you to just kind of help you through the process. With that being said, I'm going to go ahead and say goodbye. But if you have any questions, don't forget, you can always call me or email me, and I'll be happy to try to help you. And if something happens during the session, same thing, you can call me, email me, and I'll try to help you through that as well. Thank you so much. I appreciate you watching.